In this session, I would like to introduce Flexera CCO and IBM Turbonomic for FinOps Automation. My name is Forrest Ling. I'm a Senior Technical Sales Specialist in IBM. Agenda. This session is one of the part 2 of the 3-session series. I've already recorded the part 1, which is a general introduction of the Flexera 1. Flexera 1 is an IT asset management tool and with IBM observability that is available in YouTube. In this session, I will go through the Flexera CCO and IBM Turbonomic for FinOps. There is going to have the part 3, have the collection of the solutions demonstration with the collection of the use case. Okay, overview. So what is the FinOps? This slide is from the previous session. Is a summary of the Flexera 1. As you can see from these slides, Flexera 1 including 3 different components: IT visibility, IT asset management, cloud management. In the cloud management, there are 2 subcomponents: cloud migration and modernization, and a cloud cost optimization, which is called CCO. So CCO is cloud cost optimization. And this is a core module extended to the FinOps and covered by this session. And also IT visibility is related, IT asset management is related, and the infrastructure of the data and open architecture is related. Solution overview. As you can see from these slides, there are 3 topics it's going to cover. FinOps framework. FinOps is a concept proposed by the FinOps organization in 2019, 3 years ago. So this is a very new topic. And the product is called Flexera CCO, is implement the FinOps framework. And IBM Turbonomic is enable the automation and AI for the Flexera CCO. In the right side, this is a diagram and showing the concept. In the middle is the FinOps framework, which including 3 different phases: inform, optimize, and operate. And Flexera is implements all these 3 phases: inform, optimize, and operate. And IBM is doing the automation enablement. IBM Turbonomics is enabled automation of the decision of actions. And IBM Turbonomic and IBM Cloud Pak for AI Ops, it automated the orchestration of the operation. And I will go through the detail step by step in this presentation. And let's see the market position of the Flexera and IBM Turbonomics. In the left side is the software asset management, and as you can see, Flexera is one of the top leaders in the Magic Quadrant. And from the cloud optimization perspective, Forrest Wave says Flexera is also the leader and Turbonomic the leader, but they are doing the different value propositions. Flexera is implement the FinOps framework, and Turbonomic is a automation tool. So these get together and making the product even stronger and moving the real leader position. And it is a game changer. FinOps automation. So now let's take a look at the foundation of the FinOps. FinOps Foundation was founded in 2019, 3 years ago. So just to remember, this is very new, and the enterprise implement FinOps is the kind of the early bird. So what exactly FinOps resolve the problems? And let's take a look at the challenges and the heat map to see that what's the major challenges of the enterprise. The challenges is cloud is complexity. But here complex, the particular meaning is volatile. Yeah, let's imagine our engineer in the operation team can provision the virtual machine instance, maybe thousands of the virtual machine instance in a few seconds. So this is kind of the efficiency is a revolution for the flexibility, for the efficiency of the enterprise development. However, it is also caused the risk of the cost surge because every minute, even every second of the instance is going to be charged, and specifically the engineers in the operation team, if their background from the on-premise development, they have the habits to say keep everything. They tend to not like dispose it when the job done, just in case in the future sometime it may be reused. So there is a cost risk here. So the strong governance need to enforce here and to make sure the instance provisioned is used efficiently. And those instance that's not being used need to be like disposed in the life cycle. And also the instance cannot be over provisioned. Should be provisioned just the right size regarding the performance requirement. And also the team who is manage the cost. For example, the finance management team, they do not have the efficient governance tool and to govern whatever the operation team doing. So there is a skill gaps between the two teams. The finance team, they know finance, but cannot control the operation team. Operation team, and they perform the operations on the cloud every day, but they do not have a sense of the cost traditionally. So we need to fill the gap and to make these cohesive synergy. And in the right side, this is a heat map and showing what is the major concern. As you can see, the top 5 or top 6 concerns are all related to the cost and operation. The first one is getting engineers to take actions on cost optimization. Second one is accurate forecast of the spend. Third one, organizational adoption of FinOps. Fourth one is enable the automation. Fifth one is reducing the waste or unused resource. Number 6 is align finance procurement teams with the tech engineer teams, and so on and so forth. So there is the strong value proposition and for the Flexera to deliver to the enterprise to resolve all these questions. So this diagram is from the FinOps Foundation, and this is kind of the guidance or the Bible of the FinOps. There are 4 different parts: principles, personas, phase, and domains, and also maturity. Particularly, we start from the phase because this diagram is already showing in the previous summary page, have the 3 different phases: inform, optimize, operate. Any tools implement these 3 phases could be certified by the FinOps Foundation. And Flexera is one of the tools being certified. And also it's showing the personas and the stakeholders who is interested to using these. Executives, FinOps practitioners, business product owner, finance, procurement, engineer, and operations. And also the principles. The teams need to collaborate. Everyone takes the ownership for their cloud usage. A centralized team drives FinOps. Reports should be accessible and timely. Decisions are driven by business value of cloud. Take advantage of a variable cost model of the cloud. And the domains, there are different use cases in the domains and then can be performed. And also, and it is suggested this is a iterative approach, the crawl, walk, and run. And in the next few pages is the how Flexera is implement the FinOps framework. Okay, this is the how the FinOps team in the enterprise. This is the FinOps, and then there are a number of the different teams is connection to that. The key is engineer and operation teams regarding the operation, and the finance and the procurement teams regarding the visibility and the governance. And their rate negotiations, and in the top they have the infrastructure changes, and the primary, the FinOps is applied to the public cloud because the issue is coming from the public cloud, like the complexity and the volatile. However, since Flexera's core value proposition is IT asset management, their value propositions have the visibility for the whole enterprise, their software, the hardware, the SaaS, and the cloud. So it is very easily to extend this concept to the other systems, for example, other clouds, Oracle, IBM, Alibaba, private cloud, even on-prem. So this is really enterprise. The final version is going to bring the enterprise as a holistic whole, and then under the FinOps governance. Okay, number 3 is let's take a look at how Flexera CCO to implement the FinOps framework. So that's why FinOps CCO is a FinOps certified platform. So this is a Flexera one with IBM observability. They're including 3 different components: IT visibility, IT asset management, and cloud cost management. And they are sharing the same infrastructure, the automation engine. And the automation engine means they're sharing the data infrastructure. They're sharing the same enterprise data regarding the IT assets, including the cloud, including the SaaS and the software and hardware. And also they share the open architecture ready to for the third-party integration. That make it customer very convenient to extend to the automation tools such as IBM Turbonomic. And on the top tier, that is the Flex One platform. That's a SaaS platform. It's very unified platform for the customer use. This is cloud financial management stakeholders. And in the center, that is the Flexera CCO. And as you can see, there are a number of different personas as stakeholders linked to the product line of business: architects, engineer, IT asset management or software license management practitioner, operators, and operations, and security and finance. So they are talking to the same software and the same data, to adopt a common language. So this diagram in the middle, that is very familiar. That is the FinOps framework, and Flexera implement this. And this slides is showing the how Flexera CCO implement this framework with all the detailed functions. For example, in the inform side, that is the visibility. The customer can see the cost of visibility, the currency conversion, chargebacks and showbacks, allocation of cost to relevant dimensions, benchmarking and budgeting, forecasting, anomaly detection. And in the second, optimize, that is the framework is for the optimize the actions and reduce the amount of the you use. You can get the right size of the virtual machine, database, platform service, storage, and have the policies to the lights on and off, and then handle the zombie infrastructure and unused or unattached volumes, unused public IP address to whatever resource to cost the to have a cost, and then it's going to be under the governance. Reduce the price and for the enterprise license and enterprise discounts, committed usage discounts, storage tiers, all those things. And from the operator perspective, is continuous improvements and operations. and define the execute and then the process to achieve the optimization goals. The typical example we can think about the enterprise is integrate this process to the enterprise system management, for example, ServiceNow, so that these follow proper IT system management methods. Okay, section 4 is Flexera CCO with IBM Turbonomic. And let's see how IBM Turbonomic and other tools to enable the automation for the Flexera CCO. And this diagram is showing from the business perspective and how the FinOps practitioner, which is in the left side, and using the Flexera 1, and in the right side as the IBM Turbonomics practitioner as the engineer team of the operation team doing the automation. How can they work together to continuously drive the sustainable business values? In the left side, as a FinOps practitioner, they need to know exactly what you're paying for and knows who within your organization is incurring these costs and governance on demand and real time. And this is really Flexera when doing from the business perspective. And from IBM side, IBM Turbonomic is automated the optimization so apps get exactly the resource they need when they need them. So these two get together and the two teams can share the same like a synergy of the data. These two tools get the synergy together, and then the operation team and the FinOps practitioner can synergy cohesively. Okay, now this page is really put everything together. FinOps certified platform. That's general in introduction of the FinOps, is very new, and cloud cost control framework. Finance management need to govern the operations. Operation team need to respond to the cost requirements. Automation among cost, optimization and operation. And then we introduced how the Flexera implements the FinOps framework, including inform, optimize, and operate. And then we showing that how IBM enable the AI and automation of the Flexera. IBM service implemented Flexera for enterprise and optimization automation through the Turbonomic actions, operations automation through IBM Cloud Pak for AI Ops. And in the right side, this diagram has shown before, in the middle, that is the FinOps framework, including inform, optimize, and operate. And Flexera is a tool, Flexera CCO particularly is a tool implement all these three phases for the FinOps. That's why Flexera is certified by FinOps. And IBM in the outside circle, IBM Turbonomics is automated the optimization phase, and IBM Turbonomics and Cloud Pak for AI Ops is automated the operate side, and so that in the end, for the vision after the solution being implemented, have the real IT automation balance based on the cost control and operation. Okay, this is kind of the detailed value propositions, and based on the left side is a cloud financial management of FinOps, and the right side is application resource management. Flexera One cloud cost optimization ensures the stakeholders know exactly what they are paying for and the financial impact of the recommendations, including the cloud cost and billing management, cost reporting and dashboarding, and spend allocations. From the application resource management perspective, Turbonomic application resource management provides continuous cloud optimization that ensures you only use what you need, improve application performance, increase IT productivity, 33% reduction in public cloud spend due to dynamic scaling and workload resizing. Okay, now we go to the last page. I would like to have a summary of these two sessions, and the previous session and the current session about Flex 1 with IBM observability. These two sessions addressing two different domains. In the first presentation is addressing the IT asset management automation. That is a classic area for the enterprise. For example, for the software asset management, hardware asset management, SaaS, and including cloud. For example, the license compliance. And the team who is meanwhile, for the current presentation we just have in this session is Cloud FinOps Automation. We target to the cloud. The issues from the cloud is regarding the IT visibility and the cloud cost optimization. Cloud cost optimization, including the framework, is inform, optimize, and operate. And the key stakeholders are a little bit different. Is an item automation is mostly the enterprise. There, the team mostly concerned about the enterprise software like IBM, Oracle, VMware, and for the FinOps, mostly the team is concerned about the cost search about the public cloud, Azure, AWS, Google, or other clouds. And the value proposition is IT and IT asset management is Flex's core value proposition. It's been leaded the Gartner Magic Quadrant for years. But FinOps by itself is an emerging area. Even the FinOps Foundation is just set up in 3 years ago. So it's an emerging area, and a lot of business requirements is in this subject area. And both these areas do have the synergy, even though maybe the initial discussion is one is focusing on the enterprise, one is focused on the cloud. But they do have the synergy. The CCO could be part of the ITAM discussions because Flexera including the CCO module. And meanwhile, the FinOps also can extend to the enterprise assets optimization. I have one slide to showing that it can be started from the public cloud, but extend the coverage of the other public clouds like Oracle, IBM, the private clouds, and even on-prem. So these do have the synergy. So this is conclude of the presentation of the session 2. Thank you.